Yes, I am in fact an adult reading a newspaper. And yes, they still publish them on paper here. This got shoved into my hands at the Fresher Fair today. Basically, I walked by, they're having all the booths out for societies and stuff, and the editor was standing up there. I guess I look newspapery because he stepped in front of me, like there's other people between him and me, and he crossed over in front of me and was like, "Take a paper, you seem like you'd enjoy it." And I was like, and I was with a friend and she was dragging me through the crowd, so I couldn't say anything, so I just took it, and it's fucking giant. I've got pages, and I've got pages of this thing. So I guess I'll read that this afternoon. Yeah. Fresher Fair was overwhelming, and I kind of just ran through it as quickly as I could because it was very crowded. I will be going back maybe tomorrow or on my lunch break between classes on Thursday, because I do want to join the Christian Union and check out the theology club as well as the chess club. I feel like the chess club might be a wee bit pretentious, but we'll see. It's Wednesdays, my dudes. And then Scream. Yeah, I'm not going to reenact the whole Vine. Yeah, it's been a chill week. Tomorrow's my first day of classes / orientation for my program, so hopefully it goes smoothly. I am literally in the worst phase right now of just waiting. I have to wait for program tomorrow. I'm waiting to hear back on some documents so I can get my GARDA vetting. I'm waiting to get my PPS appointment. I'm waiting for bank account stuff to go through so I can finish getting everything for my IRP appointment. Yeah, so basically the Lord is just teaching me a new level of patience because there's only so much I can do, and now I just have to wait. So it's been a weird week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, pretty much from Friday to today. There's no plans, it's just waiting. I've been keeping fairly busy though. Monday, I went to the park with one of my roommates. She's super sweet. She's from Poland. We went to Phoenix Park. We were looking for the deer that live there, but we didn't see any. But there's 300 deer that's supposed to live there at campus. Oh, I was gonna say, I was a bit down yesterday. I think the stress of everything going on was hitting me, and the culture shock and all of it, and I was just struggling. So then I was okay, I was Jesus, I can't do this right now. I can't fall into this. Immediately he brings to mind when I was with all you girls and we're in Hawaii and we're driving, and when we kept going, "Mahalo, Jesus." And literally it just cracks me up every time I think of it. And yeah, it's just changed my whole mood. And even today, I was struggling a little bit this morning, and I just thought "Mahalo, Jesus," and I started laughing. I don't know if that's rude to Hawaiians, but it's good memories with you people. Okay, I'll probably check in again with the vlog maybe tomorrow if I'm not too tired. Probably later this weekend. Oh, I'm also going to try and join the Christian Union Society because I need to make more friends. Yep. Okay. Morning fit check. I know I'm dressed nice. It's the first day of orientation and classes for my program, so I finally get to meet my professors and the other students. Yeah, so I got my dress, my turtleneck, and tights, and then, still rocking the New Balances. Hopefully I'm not too warm in this. It is a heat wave right now, so it's 65, but it's supposed to rain, and there's no airflow or anything in the building we're meeting in. Anyways, check in. We created a group chat for my program yesterday. We had our first day of orientation. Super overwhelming and exhausting. Orientation all morning and then lecture all afternoon. And I'm just whoa, my brain was mush after. Anyways, we made a WhatsApp group with everybody. And we have to vote on, because unions and everything, we have to vote on a class representative to represent our class for the union and the faculty of the school. So my friend, who I'm in the program, wants to be the class rep, and I was like, yeah, I think that's good. She's already in contact with other class reps at the university. From last year, next year, she knows the class rep for the other ABA class. That's the year 2 students. So she puts in the chat, she's like, oh yeah, like, I'd love to be the class rep. And then another girl puts in, oh, well, I was thinking of being the class rep. And then the other girl was like, well, maybe we can both do it. And then my friend texted me and she's like, only one person can do it, but I don't want to be the one to say it. So then I am the drama. I'm taking one for the team here. And I'm shutting down a girl I don't even know. And I'm saying, look, only one person, like in the chat, I said, it has come to my attention that only one person can be our class rep, and we have to email our professor by the end of next week over who it's going to be. So we're going to have to put it to a vote. And I said, either one of you can back down, or you can vote. We can vote between the two of you, so let the group chat know what's the decision, if we're going to vote or one of you's going to back down by the end of the day, and then if you want to vote, send personal statements, and I'll send out an anonymous poll tomorrow morning, and everyone can vote, and we can email our professor. And it's like, the whole group chat's like popping off. There's over 100 replies. And I'm like, did I do this? I'm also the one who started the group chat, and I'm an admin in it, and my friend is like, can you second me for the nomination? And I'm like, girl, do you not see everything I'm doing already for you? Yeah, so great start to getting to know my classmates. I seem like a control freak, I think. Yeah, so there's some of the tea for you guys. Hopefully this is all just like in my head. Hi, it's been a really long day. It is after 10 p.m. Today I had church crawl with the Christian Union because I joined it last week. So basically I met up with a couple members from the union and a bunch of people who are new to Dublin and the school. And we went and did a church crawl, so like a bar crawl, across Dublin. We went to 3 churches and a Bible study. The first church was a more progressive, charismatic church. Wasn't the vibe. The guy was like, so today we're going to talk about, like, we're doing back to basics of the Bible. And I was like, okay, slay, we love that. And then he's like, we're going to talk about what is the Bible. First of all, like, he had Bible verses, but he referenced them, but like we never like sat down and read them, understand what they mean. He kind of just was like, in this verse, reads it, and he's like, and then moves on. And then he was like, so how you view the Old Testament is through the lens of Jesus. And I was like, okay. And so he's like, when there's violence and things you don't agree with, you have to know that, like, you have to view it through Jesus's lens. And remember that scripture wasn't perfect because it was written by man. So sometimes there's inconsistencies that we have to understand through the person of Jesus, because the word of God is Jesus, not the Bible. And I was like, and there's a couple people who I had like befriended in this group, and we're going through the churches, and I was like, I really hope they're not getting the wrong impression, because I know like a couple of them are newer to faith, not like new to faith, but they don't know a ton about Christianity and haven't had many, like, they're Christians but haven't had deep church experiences. So I was like, this guy was kind of off base, and it made me think of like Dr. Jackson in Messianic Prophecies, explaining how we don't use the New Testament to explain the Old Testament and the Old Testament to explain the New Testament exclusively, like one over the other, but we use them to explain each other and understand them together, because that's how they're written in like the Scarlet Thread. So I kind of explained the Scarlet Thread theology theory to them briefly after, and I was like, honestly, we can get into this later. And then the second church, so then we went to luncheon, and then we went to a second church, and it was really cool. It was more like a church planting network, really small, and they have a few locations all over Dublin, and they're actually sending out some of their church members to northern Dublin to plant a church there because their church was getting too big, and they didn't want to have to like change their services or make bigger or make multiple services. So they're planting a new church for all the people who were from northern Dublin, so they don't commute anymore. They're going to have their own church, part of like their church network. And it's really cool because it's like 3 churches only in Dublin. So we got to see that those people who are going to be planting that church be commissioned. So that was really cool. Everyone was really nice and friendly at that church. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to go back. Nothing wrong with it, just, yeah. Because I also really loved the third church, which is Grosvenor Baptist Church, where I went a couple weeks ago, the one I was really excited to go to. So I went back and went to the evening service, and it was really cool. I met some really cool people from Trinity and then some people from there. And then after, they had a Bible study for young adults. Free food was included, so that was a win. We had free dinner, and it just like, I had a blast with the people like I was sat with, like laughing so hard we were crying. Like, you just know, like, when you're hitting it off with someone and you're like, this is wild, like, it was really funny. We had a good time. Also, okay, so highlighted the day. This is worth it. So there's 4 of us at lunch. So it was me, president of the CU, and she's from Northern Ireland, a girl from Japan, she's super sweet, and then a guy from China. And we're talking about things, and COVID comes up, it just does. And we're talking about COVID, and I was saying something about like lockdowns and what it was like during COVID, ending high school, starting university. And the guy from China goes, yeah, sorry about that. I lost it, like we all lost it laughing. And he goes, yeah, that was our bad. Should never have happened. And he was so matter of fact. It was so funny. Okay, this is already turning out really long, and my vlog's gonna be really long, so thank you everybody who watches and comments. Please comment, because I think those comments are so funny, and it gives me little dopamine bursts. Sorry if I don't text and call regularly. Time differences and everything. Yeah, hopefully this was coherent. I'm so tired. I've been out for 13 hours. Okay, love you all. Bye.